The Queen of Granada, by M. Riff. Chapter 142, The Ancient Books. The man continued, "Do they teach you anything at all in school nowadays?" Ibn Firnas was the very first man to fly in the history of mankind. He was a scientist who lived some 1,100 years ago in Córdoba. He was an astronomer, and I've heard rumors that they plan to name a crater after him on the backside of the moon. The blind man was about to share that the book he found in India played a crucial role in recognizing this scientist, but he held back. Instead, he continued, "Over time, I became a sort of private detective, tracing unique copies of valuable antique books, mainly from the Moorish period in Andalusia. Later on, I lost my sight, and the doctors couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't even explain the cause. Eventually, I went to visit the Queen of Granada. She couldn't restore my sight, but she convinced me to learn to live with it. It brought me peace. My father was terminally ill at the time. He repeatedly claimed that the treatment for his illness and my blindness were described in the ancient books on these shelves. But I believe he said that to keep my hope alive. He devised a system, and thanks to him, I now know the exact location of every single book. For example, in MZ35, M stands for the bookcase, Z for the shelf, and 35 for the book's position when counted from left to right." He added with a sigh, "Although I can easily find a particular book, unfortunately, I can't read them anymore." After a moment's pause, he inquired, "Why do you want a book about the catacombs beneath Granada, if I may ask?" Rita thought that the man might find it odd if she said she planned to take a walk down there among the skeletons. "So," she explained, "I've been having nightmares about the catacombs, and I want to learn more about them. I hope it might offer a different perspective and help me overcome these nightmares." As if the man were still discussing his own blindness, he commented, "I know all too well about nightmares, or rather, sleep terrors. It's not easy to make them disappear, but gaining a realistic perspective can help one learn to live with them." After a brief moment of silence, he asked, "I can tell from your Spanish that you're not from Andalusia. May I ask where you're from?" Rita replied, "I'm from Denmark." She was certain the man's next question would concern why she had moved to a completely foreign country. He couldn't possibly understand the inner turmoil of an almost 16-year-old girl. Many girls her age attempted suicide over minor issues like a few pimples. For Rita, suicide was a sign of weakness, despite her challenges being much greater, including being born with dark hair in a country where most people were blonde and enduring bullying because of her weight. At that moment, the man could judge her solely by her voice. With a sense of solidarity, she asked, "Are you often bullied because you can't see?" For a moment the man stopped due to such a direct question. Then he replied, "Yes, more often than you can imagine. People who bully others because of appearance or for any other reason deserve to be castrated, regardless of whether they are male or female."